Hey everyone. Okay, so what did I enjoy about the PCT so far, and what did I hate? This could include, I don't know. It could include the trail itself. It could include accommodations. It could include gear. So there's a few things I'd like to talk about as far as my experience on the trail so far. What I liked, what I didn't like, and so on. So first up, the trail itself. The condition of the trail. Let's talk about just the sections I've done so far. Amazing. The trail itself is amazing. There's plenty of room to move, except for the burn areas where the poodle dog bush was there. I was doing a little dancing there for sure. But aside from that, there weren't any big boulders in there. There were very little blowdowns. Up until I got past, I would say, Tehachapi, where the blowdowns got really bad. And like I say, I don't know what's ahead of me. I can only talk what's behind me so far. And yeah, I mean, it's the actual trail was perfect. Like I couldn't believe it. So smooth, beautiful, hardly any rocks, a lot of sand. And strangely enough, I didn't need gaiters, which I thought I would. Of course, my shoes didn't really support gaiters because I switched to the Solomons, but I don't need them, as it turns out, because they go very high up on your foot, and for some reason that and the combination of that and wearing pants, I guess just I didn't get any sand in my shoes that I really had to worry about. But the trail was amazing itself. Okay, next up, camping. 10 spots. Amazing, absolutely amazing on the PCT. There are so many places to camp compared to the AT. You have to stealth a lot on the AT. We had to. It was a busy year last year. It was a record year. I don't know if it'll be like that every year, but it was. And here it doesn't matter. You go into a campsite and you can fit 20 tents in most of these places. Some of them not so much, but it just makes for a more social gathering, I think, especially considering there are no shelters, or at least not yet. I haven't seen any shelters, which is a social area as well for hikers, which I find is a big part of the culture, a big part of the community. And I think that's probably why hikers are a little closer knit on the AT than they are on the PCT, is due to lack of shelters. But I mean, yeah, the absolute accommodations on trail, and I guess part of that's to do with the fact that, there's not a lot of resupply points, so you're out on trail a lot. So making yourself comfortable while you're out on trail is definitely a bonus. Okay, let's talk about a couple things I don't like. Prices, costs. California is not cheap. I would almost venture to say that I'm spending 4 to 5 times as much on all the simple little things on the PCT compared to the AT. The AT, I could go any given night to a hostel. $30, $20, get a bed, done deal. On the AT, I can do a full week's resupply for $25. You can't get that on the PCT anywhere. First of all, it's hard to get to a Walmart or to a Trader Joe's or some kind of chain store that'll give you regulated pricing, normalized pricing. But also, a lot of these small mom and pop places for resupply. I mean, I went into Laguna and I stayed there 2 days, and I just grabbed myself a little can of stew, no bigger than the size of a tomato soup can. I paid $7 for it. And that's just an example. $4 for a bottle of water. Those little Spam single packets that we love that we get at Walmart for 89 cents? Yeah, you're going to pay $5 for those. And it adds up. I mean, I had one bag, Montezuma. I came out of Montezuma with one bag. It was $120, and it was 4 days. There was just 4 days supply. So that's expensive. Accommodations, you're going into motels and hotels most of the time. You have to pay to get to them, but you're gonna pay hundreds of dollars a night for motels and hotels. You're gonna have a hard time finding hostels, or at least I have so far. and we always have to remember this. This is kind of a progress report. This is not, I'll come again with my final ideas about what's going on. Next up, that I don't like, or at least that I miss, are the lack of shelters on this trail. It just seems bizarre to me that there aren't shelters on this trail. It would be supported so much better, especially with the weather being so volatile compared to the AT. And I believe that's to do with the canopy on the AT. The tree canopy kind of protects us from a lot of the elements. Out on the PCT, you're exposed a lot, or at least I have been so far. Big, huge, beautiful vistas to look at. However, having to cope with them, pitching your tent at night becomes difficult. Having a shelter, in various locations, especially considering there's very few bailout points to get off trail if you want to. Having shelters might alleviate and or add to the comfort of some of the hikers on trail. Also, it would add to the social aspect, I think, of the trail, for sure. People would be closer together. They would talk more connections would be made, tramleys forming, etc. Another pet peeve, and this is not a big one. I don't think this is a big one at all, but because it's pretty distinct, but it might happen, and that is trail markers, blazes. Lack of it. It's kind of a pet peeve. There's hardly any marking on trail. I've been lost a couple times. There's so many, at least where I've been so far, so many like bike paths interweaving and logging roads. Sometimes you just don't see where you're going. And yes, I do know what some of you may be thinking, and that is, yeah, somebody is directionally challenged and gets lost even on a good day. So yeah, it's even more important to me, I suppose, than other people to see some markings. The PCT will not, well, they don't have trees to mark blazes, at least in the south part, the way the AT does. The AT does it with a white blaze. So they put in these little metal things in the ground, little signs, and you've seen them. I've taken videos of them. But there's not enough of them, as far as I'm concerned. And the ones that are there, they get vandalized a lot. I see a lot of shotgun holes in a lot of them. Kids like to, I don't know, whatever. It's probably just kids having fun, I don't know. But at any rate, I really do wish there were more markers on trail, more blazes or markers, whatever you want to call them. And finally, in closing, one of the, in my opinion, best things about the PCT are the people. I think it always comes down to the people. They're amazing. The people that are in and around the trail, the support that you get, it warms my heart how these people really embrace hikers. I have not gone into an area yet that wasn't hiker friendly, I wouldn't say. And I mean, all these little things. You get free pie at Mom's and Julian, you get to go into Julian and stay for free at the American Legion, the Trail Angels, the shuttle drivers, like all of the support around the trail is phenomenal. The groups on Facebook, a wealth of knowledge. People are passing from year to year information down to different hikers that are coming on trail and helping them, opening their homes to them. It's wonderful. It's just absolutely wonderful. I can't say enough about it. And that's just the first few hundred miles. I mean, I've barely just touched the tip of the iceberg so far. In closing, I just want to say also, I will be back on trail shortly. I'm going to do a couple other things, lives and stuff like that. At least one live I'm going to do before I leave again. I'm sorry, I can't tell you exactly when I'm leaving, but I will say that it will be about 3 weeks from now. And so I won't be broadcasting, I won't be putting videos up for at least another month, because I'll be delaying. And the amount of delay, it varies. Depends when I get to a Wi-Fi to upload videos. I might upload a few and schedule them and then go back out into the forest or wherever and rinse and repeat. So I'm excited. New optimism. Breaking my foot was not something I anticipated. Honestly, I don't know why. I didn't think my foot was broken. I thought it was sore as hell, but I just didn't ever let my mind take it to that. And because I kept favoring it, you know, it was hurting my ankle, but it wasn't my ankle that was actually in pain at the beginning. It was at the end because I kept, you know, favoring that side, and so my angles were all off. Also, newfound enthusiasm because I have some proper shoes. This is one of the pet peeves of mine is outfitters, lack of outfitters on trail. The only one really was 2 Foot Adventures in Julian, and there was one good one in Idlewild. That's really all I've seen for outfitters. I believe Kennedy Meadows might have something. I may need shoes by then, I may not, I don't know. But at any rate, I'm getting off topic here. Those are my plans for the hike. That's how this video is about how the hike's been. And it's nothing short of amazing. Yes, it's a record year, the toughest year ever. They say ever on record. I don't know how true that is, but I believe it from having been out there. The closures and the high precipitation, the temperatures, very volatile temperatures, high winds, PCT. I'm going to affectionately refer to it from now on as the WCT, the windy Crest Trail. It is so windy, and I do not like the wind, but there's no getting around it. You're exposed no matter what you do, and that's going to go on and on and on. We're going to be at 14,000 feet. Believe me, it's going to be windy. So you need to get your head around that if you're going onto that trail. I haven't, but I am going to get earplugs. I'm going to get earmuffs. I'm going to do some things because I get really bad migraines in high wind situations like that. And you've heard them in the videos too. I'm trying. I've got the little dead cats on my mics and everything doing the videos. It is windy out there. So I'm just going to gear up for it and just grin and bear it, really. Not even going to worry about it too much. So thanks for coming along. Like I say, still going to put out videos, still going to do some gear stuff before I leave, and before you know it, back on trail. Get her done.